So today we're going to answer a question that was sent in. How do I use my energy to support the healing of the planet in a more tangible way? And so for me, tangible means more real, more sensory, more tactile, more evidentiary way. And so what I think this question means is I can pray, I can meditate, I can send energy out, I can vision, I can do all these things, but they're all kind of nebulous, right? How do I use my energy to where I'm actually getting feedback from my life experience that says that what I'm putting out into the world is actually helping to heal? Okay. So I've expanded that question a little bit, gotten more specific, because really we have to understand what we're asking. And I love going deep, I love going detailed. And so that's what we're going to get into today. Hi, my name is Tamala, your empowerment partner, professor, and psychic, and welcome to your empowerment place. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to say about this is you have to understand how you're receiving feedback from the universe. Meaning, if you're doing energy work, right? If you're putting stuff out there in the world, how are you getting that information back from the universe? Are you getting symbols? Are you getting signs? Somebody leaving you feathers or pennies? Are you seeing ladybugs or butterflies or hummingbirds? Are you getting numbered messages like 1111 or 333? Are you getting front door parking spaces? All of those are different ways that spirit, that the universe, that our guides communicate with us and let us have a real life feedback experience, right? So there's that. Then there's also how you receive and understand and perceive energetic responses. Are you clairaudient or clairvoyant, right? Do you hear things? Do you see things? Do you smell things? Do you taste things? Do you just know things, right? Those are all the clairs. And so that's going to be primarily about how you're getting energetic information back from the universe, right? You ask a question, the universe responds, and you pick it up based on your clairs. Okay, so those are two different things. I think this question is about the more tangible things, like the parking place, right? Or we're going to use the example of a plant, because a plant is something all of us can relate to, right? It can be a flower, it can be a tree, it can be a potted plant, right? Whatever kind of plant appeals to you. And specifically, this question was about healing energy. Okay. So get your plant, and I'm sorry I don't have one in my office up here. All these trees, they are silk. They're not alive, unfortunately. But you can get your plant that has roots. We don't want to use cut items like cut flowers, things like that, because they don't have a root system. You want to use something with a root system. It can be in a pot, it can be in your yard. Okay. And so what you can do is each day, at a minimum once a day, go to your plant and connect to your plant heart to heart. And that may seem strange saying a plant doesn't have a heart. Yeah, they do. Because what we're talking about is not that beating organ that's inside your body, but we're talking about that energetic heart, right? So we're going to connect our heart space with our plant's heart space. Okay. Of course, usually you would have already grounded and protected yourself for the day. So if you don't know how to do that, I'll post a link to one of my videos that'll show you how to do that. So you grounded, you connected, you've sat in front of your plant, inside or outside. You've connected your heart space to the heart space of the plant. And just notice what kind of feedback you're getting from the plant, from the connection. And if you have paid attention to your clairs and you know, well, I smell things, I hear things, I know things, right? Write down all that information that you're getting. And if you've not explored your clairs, but you're just kind of sitting in this space and all this is new to you, that's okay. Because the plant can give you thoughts or emotions, right? They also have energy bodies. Anything that has a physical third dimensional body also has, we have a physical body, we have an emotional body, and then we have a mental body. Okay. So everything that is matter has those three things. They just experience them differently. Okay. So when you're dropping into that heart space and you're connecting to your plant, you can connect to their emotional body and ask, how are you feeling today? And notice the response. You may hear something, you may feel something. Maybe you feel the way you feel when you're parched or thirsty. And so that would mean that the plant is telling you, hey, I need some water. Okay. Or maybe you feel a little sad or like you do when it's really dark outside, or maybe you have a little touch of seasonal depression and you're like, gosh, this feels like seasonal depression. And when I have seasonal depression, what am I missing? I'm missing sunshine. So maybe that's the plant's way of telling you, hey, I need some sunshine. So you go move it into the sun, right? And this is a very elementary beginning relationship, beginning experience that you have with this energy exchange. And so I want you to do this every single day. And I want you to write down your thoughts, your emotions, how you feel, what you're thinking, what you feel in your physical body, and anything about your clairs, right? Anything that comes through on your clairs, if you work with those. Every day, pay attention. And then also what actions you took. If you felt like it was thirsty, you give it water. Okay, that kind of stuff. Write that down and start paying attention to the patterns that you're noticing. Okay, that's step one, just patterns. Okay, you're noticing the interaction, it's getting easier, all that. Okay, step one, do that for at least a week. Then step two, next on week 2, I want you to start doing this. So you've got all this interaction, you created this relationship with this living being, right? This plant. I want you to still drop into your heart space, connect with the plant, ask how it's doing, do exactly what you did last week. And then I want you to just send it healing. You don't have to identify where it's going. You don't have to particularly dictate anything about it. Okay. You just want to first ask, is it okay if I send you healing? Most of the time, they're going to say yes. And if they say yes, then just send them healing. And I want to clarify here. Okay. Pause. Okay. Public service announcement. The healing that you're sending is not from you. Okay. It's not your energy. It's not your healing power. None of that is coming from you. Okay. Because you've already grounded to the earth, connected to source, put your protection on, right? You're already grounded and protected and connected to source and to source and to the earth. When you're calling in this healing energy, it's coming directly from source. It's coming through you, through the top of your head, through your connection to source, and through your feet from your connection to Gaia. And it's coming out of your heart space to the plant. Okay. So source is doing what they need to do. Gaia is doing what she needs to do. Mother Earth. All you're doing is you're being the vessel that's making the request to send this specific plant healing. You don't have to know what kind of healing. You don't have to know where it's going or what it's doing. You are simply the vessel that is allowing this healing to come to this plant. Okay. Now, another PSA, public service announcement. It doesn't have to come from you, but we're doing this as an exercise. Okay. So that you're practicing how to actually put healing energy into the earth plane where you're going to get evidence. Okay. All right. So you're connected to the plant. You're allowing the healing energy from source and the healing energy from Mother Earth to go into the plant and do whatever it needs to do. And you're just sitting there, and you can send the plant love, but really you're just sitting there holding the space for this to flow to the plant until it feels complete. This may be a 15-second thing. It may be a 3 or 4 minute thing. Okay, it doesn't have to take long. Once you're centered and you're accustomed to tapping into this energy and sending it, allowing it to flow, the quicker and easier it's going to be. Okay. Then I want you to take notes every day. Okay. What you thought, what you felt, what your experience was, how the plant looked before you started, after you were done, and do that for a week. And when I say a week, I mean 7 days. Because you want to really start paying attention to what is shifting and changing in you and in this plant. And I want you to kind of, as an extra bonus, kind of pay attention to what's happening in the environment around the plant. Because maybe that corner of the room feels lighter now. Maybe there's less dust bunnies that accumulate over there. Maybe it looks like it's brighter. Maybe somehow the sunlight is actually getting into that corner of the room now. Right? Just kind of pay attention. Notice that. Write it down if you notice something, but that's extra credit. Then on week 3, after you've done all this, you've looked at all your notes, you've noticed all the patterns, right? Then you can start taking that into things in your everyday life that you want to see changed. Again, the note taking is going to be really important, because once you start doing this in your everyday life, things are going to start shifting, and you may not remember what it looked like in the beginning. It's just going to kind of evolve. And when you get to the other end, you may not even remember that it was different. Okay? Because as we're shifting the things around us, we're also changing. And that's why the note taking is so important. Because another way that we kind of self-sabotage is we don't note down the beginning, so that when we get to the end, we don't have anything to measure it with. And so we can decrease or lower our evaluation of whatever actually happened, meaning we don't think it was such a big deal after all, when it really was. So that's why I want you to be writing everything down in the beginning and then writing things down every day, so you can keep up with the progress. You can keep up with how things have changed. and notice how you're feeling. Notice what you're thinking when you're doing this. The first day or so, you may feel weird. You may feel uncomfortable. You may feel embarrassed. All that's okay. Write it down. It's going to be important because you are learning how you interact with planet Earth, with your emotional body, with your physical body, with your mental body, with other living things like plants. And so I want you to start here, and then I want you to leave comments, come back to this video after you've worked on it, and leave me your new questions. Tell me what's happened so that once you've done it for these 2 weeks, we've got a whole lot of data now to work with. We've got stuff we can do now based on what you've discovered. So let me know what this is, and we'll cover all that in part 2. If you've enjoyed this, please give this video a thumbs up. Share this with anybody that you think could benefit. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time.